Hey kids, I'm Mr. James. Can you believe that we've been online together now for 8 weeks? Man, time just flies. Speaking of flying, Freddie has been raving about this new show that he's been watching about a superhero named Zip. Let's catch up with him now and he can tell us all about it. Let's go.
That's it.
Hey Freddie. Freddie.
Oh, hi. Sorry, Mr. James. Just watching Zip, my favorite superhero.
Oh, can I check it out?
Oh, please do.
All right. Man, Freddie, this was exciting.
Yeah, I just wish I could be brave like him, but I don't have any superpowers.
Freddie, you don't have to have superpowers to be brave.
Really?
Yeah, in fact, today we're going to hear a story about an ordinary girl who became queen and showed great bravery and courage in the face of extreme danger.
Sounds exciting.
Let's check it out.
We'll start our story by introducing you to all the characters. The main character in our story is a young Jewish girl named Esther. She was a beautiful girl who lived in the citadel of Susa. She was an orphan and raised by her cousin Mordecai, who took her in as his own daughter when her parents died. The king of the land was named Xerxes. At this time, Xerxes sent out all his officials throughout the land to find him a new queen. All the young maidens were to be brought to the king's court, and one of them would be chosen to be the next queen of Persia. Now we have to tell you about another important person to this story. His name was Haman. Haman was the king's most trusted advisor. He had special honors, so everyone bowed down to him. That is, everyone except Esther's cousin Mordecai. This made Haman so mad. He hated Mordecai and wanted to look for a way not only to destroy him, but all of his people with him. So those are all the main characters. Now let's go back to the king's search for a new queen. Along with all the other young maidens, Esther was also taken into the king's royal court to be seen by the king. But out of all the other girls, Esther stuck out the most. She won the favor of everyone who saw her, including the king. King Xerxes was so pleased with Esther that he set the royal crown on her head and named her the new queen. So Esther, this young, ordinary Jewish girl, had now become the queen of Persia. We'll soon see how God had made Esther queen for such a time as this.
King Xerxes. The people here are dangerous. I'm wet to your kingdom. They need to be destroyed.
I trust you, Haman. Here's my signet ring. Do with it as you please.
The Jewish people are full of sadness. They are weeping and mourning.
I just don't understand. And why my cousin Mordecai is sitting outside the gate in sackcloth and ashes. Did you find out? This is terrible.
Mordecai says you must go to the king and beg for mercy and plead for your people to be saved.
Everyone knows that anyone who goes before the king, whether man or woman, without being summoned, will be put to death. Except those to whom the king holds out his golden scepter. But I have not been called to come to the king for 30 days.
Mordecai also said, do not think that because you were in the king's house, you alone of all the Jews will escape. For if you remain silent at this time, deliverance for the Jews and your father's family will perish. And who knows that you have come to your royal position for such a time as this?
For such a time as this. Perhaps it was for this very purpose that I have become queen. Go gather the Jews at Susa and fast for me. Do not eat or drink for 3 days and nights, and I and my attendants will do the same. When this is done, I will go to the king. And if I perish, I perish.
I'm happy to see you, my queen. What is it that you want? Ask even up to half the kingdom, and it will be yours.
For Esther's request, she invited the king and Haman to a banquet. At the second banquet, she revealed her purpose in going to the king. "Please save me and my people. We are going to be destroyed." "Who would do such a thing?" said the king. "It is this evil Haman," she replied. She told the king of Haman's plot to destroy her people. She begged for her life and the lives of her people to be saved. The king was furious with Haman. He handed Haman over and wrote a new edict on behalf of the Jews. As a result, Esther and all her people were saved. And in every province and in every city, wherever the king's command and his edict reached, there was gladness and joy, a feast and a holiday. And that's how God used Esther, an ordinary girl whom God had made queen for such a time as this.
That's a great story, Mr. James. It's amazing how God used this young girl named Esther.
Yes, and God's sovereignty in appointing her to be queen for such a time as this.
God's sovereign Tahiti? Sovereign graffiti? Sovereign what?
Sovereignty. The sovereignty of God means that He has total control of all things, past, present, and future. Meaning that nothing happens that is outside of His knowledge and control, and that He is guiding and directing everything for His higher purpose.
That's pretty comforting. So, He was in control and even positioned Esther for that very special purpose.
Right, and because God is sovereign, that means that we can trust Him and be brave, just like Esther.
So even I could show that kind of bravery?
Yes, Freddie, if we believe all these truths that we've been talking about and remember God's character, it will help you to have courage and be brave. Many of our verse challenges have been about this very thing. Check out this combination of our friends sharing these truths.
Joshua, 1 night.
Joshua 1:9.
Have I not commanded you?
To be strong and of a good courage.
Do not be afraid.
Do not be dismayed.
For the Lord your God will be with you wherever you go.
For the Lord your God is with you wherever you go. Joshua 1:9. Romans 8:28.
And we know
All things
work together for good.
Work together for our good.
for those who love God. For those who love God. Romans 8:28. Psalm 46:10. Psalm 46:10. Be still. Be still.
And know that I am God.
Know that I am God. Have resulted among the nations. Resulted in the earth. Psalm 46:10.
Wow, thanks kids! You know, Mr. James, I'll memorize these verses so that I can try to walk in those truths this week.
Great, Freddie. And we have a new verse challenge this week to add to that list. Let's check it out.
Our verse challenge for this week is Hebrews 13:5-6.
Yay!
Never will I leave you. Never will I forsake you. So we will say with confidence, the Lord is my helper. I will not be afraid. Hebrews 13:5-6.
Yay! If you guys like what we're doing, make sure you share with a friend. See you guys next week.
Bye.
You take all the pieces choice sometimes, and you forgive me. No one knows me, God, like you. You see who I am.